Oh boy, if you've been watching this journey, you'll have some more insight. If not, we're going to dive into some of the shadow sides of bodybuilding, a sport that I freaking love. And I'm so excited to hear what y'all relate to and what the sparks up. Hello, if you're new here, I'm Caroline, sharing some golden nuggets every day, my life experiences, because it's fun, and here we are. I definitely take things to the extreme, and I love it because then I get to learn a lot in life. And I love to share the things that I've learned because, don't do what I did kind of edition today. Don't do what I did. So, again, if you've been following this journey, you'll have a little bit more backstory, but Cliff Notes version is I grew up a ballerina, was put on a very restrictive diet as really young, and that's kind of how I gauged success. I had a lot of food rules, went to college, stopped working out, stopped moving, stopped dancing, gained a ton of weight, was into drugs and alcohol, then started working out, turned into an eating disorder. Anyways, so food, movement, body shape, body image, restriction, manipulation, we're very familiar with each other. And it's had its ebbs and its flows. When I first started bodybuilding about a year and a half ago, it was very much, I need to prove to myself that I can do this and I can be disciplined and I want to be the best version of myself. First show, did that, proved it to myself. And then it kind of took a cool form where it was like, wait, I don't want to do this to prove anything because whether I win or whether I don't win, I won. So that was pretty cool. It fed that little piece of me. But I was like, whether I win or don't win, I want to feel successful. So then I started to really fall in love with the process, the daily things. Like, I'm not doing this because I have to prove to myself that I can do this. I'm doing this because I have this awesome human body that is capable of so much. And if I tweak this little intake, it'll tweak this little shape. And then it turned into this awesome, felt like I was an artist, sculpting this body, doing my non-negotiables because they felt good. I felt, like a sculptor. It was awesome. And I really saw food as a tool. And it, in a weird way, really helped kind of heal some things inside of me about how I viewed food, how I viewed my body, how I viewed, work and effort. And in this past show that I did in December, I had a different coach. I had taken a break for a few months, a lot of life stuff going on. Super well-known coach. So I started to blindly follow the protocols because he was like, we're going to get you pro. And I was like, bet, because this is awesome. I love this. Let's sculpt something even better, bring a better package to stage. And it felt really aligned. I didn't feel like I was forcing myself to do anything. It was all super enjoyable. I freaking love the process. I love lifting weights, connecting with my body, going to the gym, cardio. It's all very mentally challenging because the physical aspect kind of became part of my normal, the physical pain. And like I said, I like taking things to extremes. So I definitely took this one to an extreme. I kind of had some inklings, I want to say about 8 weeks out of my show, ooh, I feel like I need more food. I moved my whole ass apartment and my dog 3 states back home after being 0 carbs for 10 days. I was like, oh, my body's not responding. I just feel like I need more food. But I was just blindly trusting my coach and we stayed off of it. And then I kept I would listen to it, honestly. I would kind of eat a little more here or eat a little, when I got really, because I was super lean for a really long time. And I would add in a little bit more protein and fats in the evening, just keep me feeling like I was not dying. And I'm glad I listened to myself there because I stepped on stage leaner than any female really should be. I followed a protocol that really damaged my body and am now reaping the I don't want to say benefits, but it's neither positive nor negative. I'm now dealing with some health consequences because of the choices I made and how far I took it. And it's this interesting process in my brain right now because it was something that helped me feel empowered, feel like a sculptor, like I was crafting this thing falling in love with the daily grind. It was energizing. It's awesome community. I've met awesome people. I love my gym people. And now I'm in this phase where I'm viewing something that I loved, just devoting to, that helped me learn a lot about myself and stay connected and trusting my body. And now I'm realizing that my body doesn't feel good right now. I can't use my body to sculpt and do the things. And that's why I'm really using mental challenges to continue to be the best version of myself every day. And the fact that if I identify with my body too much right now, I really feel stuck and get depressed because my body doesn't feel good. My hormones are super jacked up. My energy is super low. I go on a walk with my dog and I get a pounding headache. So it's this weird thing where I used this sport to get in touch with my body. I then took it to the extreme. I'm now dealing with the natural consequences of that. And I'm kind of having to disidentify from my body in order to continue to do the things I want to do. And not disidentifying with my body from a negative place, because I honor it, I listen to it, I hear what it's telling me. I'm doing lots of things within my lifestyle to support it back to its best health. And I'm not solely relying on my body to determine my energy, my motivation, what have you. So it's this cool balance of, okay, body, I know we don't have energy today. We're gonna, I do a lot of sitting. I'm more still these days than I've ever been. So I'm not saying I disidentify it, that I'm not honoring it. I disidentify it to ensure that I still get to do the things I want to do, like sitting here and talking and seeing friends and going on walks, but not from a place of forcing. This is a little scattered, but it's cool. Because I'm not relying solely on my experience to determine my reality. So if you've still made it here, regardless if you lift, if you are a bodybuilder, if you're even into health and fitness, this is the coolest message. Because the interplay between seeing what our external environment looks, feels like what physical manifestations do we have? What do we want those things to look like, right? I want full health. I want just happiness and security and presence. And can I cultivate energy, motivation, excitement without relying on the way my body feels to take me there? And that is how freaking powerful we are as humans. Yes, my body feels like trash most days. And I can acknowledge that, use it as feedback, show up in the way that I want to for my body, and not let it define that I feel like trash today. That I still can create the energy and do what's within my capacity to fulfill what lights me up. If your life is a disaster right now, don't let that dictate how you feel. Use it as information with, these are the things that I probably need to check in on because they're manifesting in my life in shitty ways. And then, how can I create some space, disidentify with that, create some gray area, create in that gray area the energy, the motivation, bring to fruition the things that light me up that I would love to experience without relying on my external environment, the way my body feels, the way I physically feel, to determine if I can or cannot do that. I really hope that's hitting. Because in any moment, you can experience joy, security, energy. In any moment, I can sit with my eyes still, honor my body, see the gremlins that are talking in my head. You know, what's my ego trying to identify with? What's my ego telling me I need more of? I can look at all that. I can turn inward, remind myself that I have exactly what I need, call in some energy, call in some excitement, call in some joy, and behave and act from there. Because right now, I wake up every single morning, man, this freaking sucks. I have no energy. My neurotransmitters are all over the place. My body feels like trash. It's doing a lot to recuperate. It needs rest and recovery. I just want to lay in bed all day, turn on some TV, and completely just zone out. I can choose that. Or I can choose to acknowledge all of that. Hear what my body's telling me, meet its needs, learn more about what's going on, create some gray space, choose the joy, choose the happiness, choose not to be a victim of my circumstances, and take control and take power. And it's so cool because every day right now, I get to experience that. And no, it's not easy. And no, like that's the shit that nobody sees you doing every day, right? We don't get external validation for those changes. We don't get the attaboys from anybody, but it's the most rewarding thing you can do. Let yourself celebrate yourself in those moments. Because we're so used to getting these dopamine hits from our external environment that internal empowerment has very little weight to those external stimuli. So find ways to make that internal empowerment the most rewarding thing. And then guess what? You don't need anything in your external environment to say, oh yes, I'm successful. Oh yes, my body looks the way it wants to. I'm acting perfectly right now. Yes, I got all the things done. Yes, I challenged myself. Oh, this is great. No. What's going on in here? Because that's the most important thing. I'm so excited to hear what you guys take from this video. Remember how freaking powerful you are. And don't let anyone tell you different. Create the life you want to live. Stop taking a victim stance. Because everything is happening for you to see where you can grow, where you can shine, where you're holding yourself back. Use the information, create some gray space, start creating, and your life is gonna be rad. I could keep yapping all day, but you know I'll be back, so have a stellar one. Love you big, you're awesome.